The River Beyond the Sky. Eli was a boy of few words. He lived with his grandmother in a small wooden house at the edge of a forgotten village. The village had no school, no books, and no future, only goats, dry wind, and the same days over and over again. But at night, Eli would lie on the roof and look up at the stars. His grandmother told him stories, stories of faraway places, giant libraries, mountains that touched the clouds, and a river that flowed beyond the sky. The river is not real, the villagers said. It's just a dream. But Eli believed. And one morning, with a bag on his back and a torn map in his pocket, he left. Eli's map was strange. There was no clear road. Only lines and drawings, a bird, a tree, a mountain, and something that looked like a river, but going up. He walked through fields. Through heat. Through rain. He met an old woman with a red hat. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To the river beyond the sky." She smiled. "That's a brave dream. Most people stop walking before they even begin." She gave him a piece of chalk. "When the road is gone, draw your own." He thanked her and kept walking. After 7 days, he reached a big city. Cars. Lights. So many people. No one looked up. No one smiled. He asked a man, "Do you know where the river beyond the sky is?" The man laughed. "There's no river in the sky." "You're crazy, boy." But a girl in a bookstore overheard him. She came outside. "My name is Zara," she said. "I don't know about a sky river, but I believe in impossible things." She gave him a notebook. "Write your journey. When you forget why you started, read it." He smiled. Wrote. Day 7, people may not believe. But I still walk. Eli left the city. He followed a path between 2 broken walls. At the end, he found an old building with no roof. Inside, a stairwell that went down and down, into the ground. Each step echoed. Each echo spoke his name. "Eli. Eli. Why do you keep walking?" He answered aloud. "Because I believe." At the bottom, a candle was waiting. A sign said, "Light this when the sky disappears." He took it. He smiled. He walked on. On day 12, he met a man sitting beside the road. He had 1 shoe. 1 eye. 1 name, Jonah. Jonah said, "I once walked too. But storms broke my legs, and silence broke my will." Eli sat with him. Shared his food. Jonah asked, "How far will you go?" Eli answered, "Until the stars look like a river. Until I float in them." Jonah cried. Then he said, "Take my shoe. Take my story. Go farther than I did." Eli promised. And walked on, with 1 old shoe and 1 new hope. By day 18, Eli reached a wide canyon. No bridge. No rope. No way across. He Saturday. Tired. Hungry. Then he saw something strange, books, floating across the canyon, one by one, like stepping stones. He remembered Zara's notebook. He threw it gently across. It landed. Another book floated beside it. Then another. A bridge of books was forming. Eli stepped carefully. Slowly. 1 book at a time. When he reached the other side, he turned back. The bridge was gone. Only sky remained. He wrote, "Some paths only appear when you believe first." The next land Eli entered was full of fog. Thick, heavy, gray. Voices floated inside the mist. "Go back. You are lost. You are nothing." Eli sat and cried. But then he remembered Jonah's story. And Zara's notebook. And the old woman's chalk. He took the chalk. drew an arrow on a stone. Then he walked where the arrow pointed. Step by step. The voices grew quieter. When he came out of the fog, he laughed. I doubted. But I walked anyway. Eli came to a lake that reflected the sky perfectly. He couldn't see where water ended and stars began. He sat beside it. Touched the water. Suddenly, the lake shimmered. A light rose from it. A voice said, "Show me your heart." He opened Zara's notebook. He showed the bridge made of books. He showed the pages where he had written about doubt, kindness, and belief. The lake glowed. A boat appeared. Small. White. Quiet. He got in. It floated across. The boat brought him to a ruined city. Beautiful statues, broken. Old buildings, cracked. And hundreds of people, just sitting. Silent. He asked a woman, "Why are you here?" She said, "We once walked too. But the path got hard. We forgot why we started." He asked, "Do you still want to see the river in the sky?" She looked up. Her eyes watered. Yes. Eli stood on a stone and shouted, "It's not too late. If you can hear me, stand up." One person stood. Then 5. Then 20. He walked on, and some followed. The final mountain was steep. Cold wind. He crawled. He slipped. He bled. A giant gate blocked the top. A sign read, "To pass, leave behind what you fear the world sees." He hesitated. Then he opened his bag and dropped inside. The old shoe. The chalk. The broken map. The candle. Then he whispered, "I'm not broken. I'm becoming." The gate opened. Above, the stars moved like waves. He had reached it. Eli stood at the edge of the highest cliff. Above him, stars. Below him, clouds. In front of him, nothing. Or so it seemed. Then the wind shifted. And something beautiful appeared. A river, made of stars. Flowing through the sky. Soft. Silent. Endless. He stepped forward. And the river held him. He didn't fall. He floated. He looked back and saw a trail of others, walking the path behind him. He smiled. He was not alone. On a floating island above the river stood a tree, wide, silver, and still. It shimmered when Eli touched it. Suddenly, he saw moments from his journey in its leaves. The bookstore girl handing him the notebook. Jonah crying at the fire. The chalk arrow in the fog. The boat across the Star Mirror Lake. Each leaf was a memory. A voice in the tree whispered, "You were never weak. You were always real." Eli cried for the first time in days. Tears of truth. The sky river led him to a temple of light. Inside were dreamers. Some young. Some old. All had stories written on their clothes. A woman stood before him. "You are Eli. You passed." He said, "I just walked." She nodded. "And that's why you are ready." He sat in a circle. Others came. They asked him, "What did you learn?" He said, "Dreams are not destinations. They are decisions. Every step, even in pain, even in fog, counts." They gave Eli one final gift. A glowing pen. "Write a message," they said. "It will reach those who need it." He wrote, "Dear grandmother. I made it. The river is real. Not just in the sky, but in me. I carried your stories. Your strength. I walked through doubt, silence, and storms. And I kept walking. Thank you for believing in me first. Your grandson." Eli. He placed the letter on the wind. It flew home. Eli stood at the river's edge once more. The stars still flowed, but now he could see paths inside them. Paths others were beginning to walk. One led back home. He didn't want to leave. But he knew the journey had changed him. And maybe, just maybe, someone else needed to see him return. To believe again. He stepped off the river. The sky grew quiet. But something inside him stayed bright. When Eli came back, the village looked the same. Dry. Tired. Small. But Eli had changed. And that was enough. He spoke to the children first. Told them about the bridge of books. The mirror lake. The voices in the fog. The river above the sky. Most adults laughed. But one woman listened. Then another. And soon, someone whispered. Maybe the river is real. Eli found a boy sitting under a tree. Silent. Lonely. Looking at the stars. He sat beside him. Took out a small notebook. Here, Eli said. It's empty. Start walking. Start writing. The boy opened it. Wrote one word. Begin. Eli smiled. That's all it takes. Eli started a small school. Under a tree. With books made from old paper. With stories from his journey. Children came. Then teenagers. Even old men who once laughed. They learned to write. To hope. To walk in their own direction. One night, a bird flew to Eli's window. It dropped a letter. Glowing ink. It said, "Your steps echoed farther than you know. Keep walking. Some rivers never end." He looked up. Smiled. Years passed. Eli grew older. But the river never left him. Not really. Because the truth is this. The river beyond the sky lives inside those who believe. And belief is the first step. He sat under the stars. Closed his eyes. And whispered. Step 1, again.